Imagine being told where you could or could not live, not by choice, but by law and policy. During the Jim Crow era, segregation wasn't just about schools or buses. It was deeply woven into the fabric of American neighborhoods. Local and federal governments, along with banks, used a practice called redlining. They drew literal red lines on maps around black neighborhoods, labeling them high risk for home loans. Residents inside these lines were systematically denied mortgages and insurance, making it nearly impossible for black families to buy homes or build wealth. Meanwhile, white families received government-backed loans and access to new suburban developments, often with better schools and services. Restrictive covenants and property deeds explicitly barred black people from buying homes in many areas, legally enforcing segregation. These policies didn't just segregate cities, they locked generations out of opportunity, fueling the racial wealth gap that still exists today. The impact of Jim Crow on housing was profound, shaping the social and economic landscape of America for decades and influencing patterns of inequality that persist.
I bet you didn't know how deeply Jim Crow and redlining have shaped American cities.
I'm Maya, and I thought I knew my city. Turns out I had a lot to learn.
Maya, this plan, it doesn't account for traditional neighborhood characteristics.
Their pushback caught me off guard. What were these traditional characteristics they kept mentioning?
Maya, our city's layout isn't accidental. To build a just future, we must understand our past.
Those words stuck with me. That night, I dove into the city's archives. What's this, a redlining map from the 1930s? As I overlaid the old map onto our current city plan, my heart sank. The segregation lines from nearly a century ago, they were still there, invisible but undeniable. Oh my God. Our city is still living in the shadow of Jim Crow. I couldn't stop digging. Each document I found was like, a piece of a puzzle I didn't even know existed. Look at this. Racial covenants? They actually wrote this stuff into property deeds? As I read, the words seemed to come alive. Suddenly, I wasn't just in the archives anymore.
I'm sorry, but this neighborhood is restricted. Your kind can't live here.
It was like I could feel the weight of every rejection, every barrier. You know, it wasn't just housing. Jim Crow touched everything. Green for best, blue for still desirable, yellow for declining, and red. Red for hazardous. And wouldn't you know it, the red areas, almost entirely black neighborhoods. No loans, no investments, no chance to build wealth through homeownership. Child, you trying to tell me about redlining? I lived it. Mrs. Johnson, I'm so sorry about your eviction notice. Can you tell me more about your experience? My family's been in this neighborhood for generations, but we never owned. Couldn't get a loan, you see. Now, with all this urban renewal, Mrs. Johnson's story, it made everything real. This wasn't just history, it was now. Okay, team, I found something we need to discuss. See these patterns? They're not random. They're the echo of policies from decades ago.
This is uncomfortable. Are you sure we should be bringing this up?
No, wait. I think Maya's onto something important here.
I could see it in their faces. Some were shocked, some inspired, and some, well, they looked like they wanted to shut this whole thing down.
Maya, a word in my office now.
You know how they say ignorance is bliss? Well, let me tell you, knowledge can be a real, burden.
Maya, we've decided to go in a different direction with the housing project.
What, but my research?
We appreciate your enthusiasm, but this isn't the time to stir up old issues.
Mom, Dad, I need to ask you something about our house.
What about it, sweetie?
When did our family first move to this neighborhood? Oh, your great-grandparents bought it back in the 50s. Why? And there it was. The truth I'd been dreading. Did you know this area used to be whites only?
Maya, that was a different time. We can't change the past.
Why bring this up now? It'll only cause more division. Mrs. Johnson, are you home? Come in, child. I'm just packing up these old photos. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. Don't be sorry, be angry, and then do something about it. Good evening, council members. I'm here to present a new vision for our city's future. But first, we need to understand our past.
What's happening? Is this some kind of hologram?
This isn't just a presentation, this is our city's story.
I've lived here my whole life, but now I can't afford to stay.
This is all very dramatic, Miss Maya. But what do you propose we actually do?
I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. Imagine a city where everyone has access to safe, affordable housing, where neighborhoods are diverse and thriving.
We support this plan. It's time for change.
This is a lot to take in. How can we be sure this won't cause more problems than it solves?
Change is never easy, but the cost of doing nothing, that's far greater. So, council members, are you ready to make history? You know, sometimes the hardest step is the first one, but once you take it, you start to see the possibilities. Look around. This is just the beginning. It's like the city itself is waking up. Every policy change, every new building, every conversation, it all adds up to something beautiful. This isn't just about housing. It's about justice, opportunity, and our shared future. So what's next? That's up to all of us. Remember, the past shaped our cities, but the future, that's ours to build. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and notification bell for my next videos. Here at Rondia Kaufer channel, we thank you for taking the time to visit.